I feel like not addressing my amenorrhea or getting my period back is a big weight on my shoulders, but I just can't take that step to do what I need to do.
Mhm. Anytime we want to make change that is important to us, it absolutely can feel like a big weight on our shoulders. And oftentimes I find that when people want to make change, their brain automatically goes to like the outcome, like ultimately where they want to get to, that desired outcome for themselves. And then they think about all of the steps necessary to get to that point in its entirety. And that can feel extremely overwhelming and can be debilitating, where we just feel like we can't make moves, we can't make that first step. So before we jump into action, which I think a lot of us, we just want to start doing, it's important that we take a moment, we reflect, and we plan in a way that really sets us up for success. So the first thing I would encourage you to think about is creating a plan. And of course, doing this with a professional can really assist the process. So if you are someone that's like very much an outcome, future oriented thinker, one way to go about that plan is, again, think about where you want to be. What does that healing goal look like for you? And then ask yourself, well, before I get right to my healing goal, what is the step that comes right before then? And then, okay, so that's the step. And then before this step, what is the step that comes right before there? And work your way kind of backwards to where you are now. And wherever that first step is that's the only step we're focusing on right now versus the entire kind of trajectory up to our goal. If that still feels overwhelming, because it could, that first step, let's break it down into 4 tiny small steps. So then things feel more manageable and more doable there. And we can do that for each step on the way.
Mm.
So that's one thing I would definitely recommend. Another thing that I think sometimes we forget to do until we're in the situation is try to anticipate potential barriers and plan for those. Obviously, we can't plan for every single hurdle we're going to face, but let's think about maybe 6, 5 barriers that we think we might struggle with. And that's obviously going to be very different for everybody. And maybe even write down what that barrier might be and how you would like to overcome that. In
Mm.
those moments, what do you want to remind yourself of? What resources will you utilize? Who will you lean on? How will you get over that barrier? And that process helps us feel more confident moving forward that even if there are challenges, which there will be, you already know how you're going to handle them. And so instead of feeling like big hurdles, maybe now they feel like the banana hurdles, more manageable. And then the other piece I would say is, of course, you want to be able to ahead of time identify what your resources are and who's your support system. And if there's anything missing that feels like it's missing in your resource list or in your support list, how do we fill those gaps? And when it comes to support system, we really want to be intentional about thinking about how do we want to get that support from the people, right? Because people support us in the way they think we want to be supported,
Mm.
but aren't necessarily supporting us the way we want to be supported. So thinking about, do I want emotional support from this person? Do I want more like someone to kind of be harder on me and hold me accountable? Am I looking for someone for more of like that tangible support? Maybe they're going on walks with me or they're driving me to my appointments. And then the most important part there is communicate that to those
Yes.
people so that they know how to support you. So all of these things, planning, kind of thinking about barriers and planning for those, identifying and accessing your support and your resources helps take some of that weight off of your shoulders
Yes.
and makes this process feel more manageable.
Yes. Thank you so much. That's really, really helpful.